Welcome, you guys. I am so honored that you are here tonight to join us for this sneak peek into coaching. I truly mean it when I say that I'm honored to share my team, our Freedom Family team with you tonight because it is not an exaggeration to say that it is a community that has completely changed my life. It has completely changed every corner of my life. I can say with certainty that it has changed my sanity. It has changed my body. It has changed my family budget. It has changed my marriage. It has changed my belief and faith in friendship. It has changed my understanding of quality and ethical work. It has changed every corner of my life. And I never would have said that. In fact, there's a joke that floats around our team because my coach, who was supposed to be here tonight, but is currently at the emergency room with one of her children who cut his lip and is getting stitches tonight. So like a team, we rallied and we are here to share with you because honestly, we could put anybody on our team in front of you tonight and you would hear the same mission. We all have an individual story, but the mission of our team runs through all of us. And so that doesn't mean it doesn't matter who you're hearing from because the person that invited you saw something in you and you have a relationship with that person. And that's the beauty of this. It does matter who you connect to, but what is incredible is that the mission is so strong on this team that it runs throughout the whole team. And so that's why I'm glad you're here either live tonight or listening to the recording so that you can get a sense of the heart of our team from hearing people speak that you just can't always get from text in a post sometimes. And so it's nice to hear people. But the joke that runs through our team is that when my coach, Kelly, signed up with Beachbody, she did a post on Facebook just that she was excited and she was coming out. And I preemptively said no to her. Like, went to her post and was like, good luck with that. High five. I didn't literally say don't invite me, but it was basically like, best of luck, And so it pops up in our time hop every year on Facebook, and everybody likes to tease me about that. And thank God she still invited me gently and lovingly in a non-threatening or pushy kind of way because I wouldn't have had, if she was afraid to invite me after that, I wouldn't have had all of this amazingness that has been bestowed on my life. And then I wouldn't have a team that I feel blessed with as a result of that either. So you're going to get to hear from several people on our broader team tonight. It might be the person who invited you to the call and it might not be. Sometimes it's nice for it to not be because you probably have already been having conversations with the person who invited you. But before we get to that, I want to give you just a smidgen of background. So we are independent coaches through Team Beachbody. So what we do as coaches is we work with people on their goals. We build challenge groups that are for support and accountability and encouragement. And we use Beachbody products and our life experience to serve you based on your goals. And the beautiful thing about it is that the company is top notch and the research is current and the formula of the products changes. I will tell you, Shakeology has changed in the 4.5, 5 years that I've been a coach. I think Shakeology has changed something at least 4 times because the research changes and the feedback from the customer changes, and so they change it. One of my favorite changes was that they went from using folic acid when research came up that folic acid was not only not great for people with a particular genetic mutation, but really not as good for the rest of us as we thought it was. They switched to folate because that is a more bioavailable ingredient that's part of the product. And I have so much respect for the company that treats all of their products as dynamic and current. And the trainers that develop the programs, one of the newest trainers is a high level professional trainer to professional athletes, and wrote a program for Beachbody called the 6 Weeks of the Work. And so they really are finding the people who are at the top of their field to develop these products. And when it started, Beachbody was a direct to customer thing. You didn't buy through a coach. It wasn't a direct sales company. You bought directly from Beachbody. But people who were using the products started forming groups and started recruiting because they loved what was available so much. And this was even before there were nutritional supplements. This was just way back at the beginning with the workouts. They were so effective and so user-friendly that the people who were customers started basically behaving like coaches. And again, the company responded to what was happening and built a direct sales company, a network marketing company around that, and decided when they didn't have to compensate those people who were basically recruiting business for the company. And I can tell you, after being at multiple corporate events locally and nationally, I have the utmost respect for the people who are serving at the corporate level with the company, and their belief and their mission to truly create health and wellness for people and really encourage people to change their mindset and their view on overall optimal health, and not just cave to the microwave society that people want that quick fix. They want to lose 20 pounds in a week and not have to do the work that goes along with it. And I have so much respect for that. And I'm so, so honored to share this team with you. So that was a little bit about how I got started. I'm not going to go through all of everything about who I am, but I wanted to share one piece of my story with you and then move on to a couple of the other coaches on our team. I am Sarah Kroger. I don't remember if I said that or not. And I am a wife to one and a mom to 6. I have dairy goats that we milk and breed and birth and all of the like. And I have chickens, and we don't have turkeys anymore. We had turkeys until a couple weeks ago. But we are very committed to raising a lot of our own food. And I homeschool my 6 children and run a Beachbody business. And we'll talk at the end about levels of business, but the level that I am is I'm currently building a part-time income with my Beachbody business with the goal of turning it into a full-time income and beyond. That is not a requirement. That is my choice and where I am in this business, but I share that with you because you're going to hear from some different people, and not everybody on our team is building the same type of business that I am. Because the beautiful thing about it is that it's your business and you get to decide what it looks like. And I get asked a lot, like, well, how do you do this with all of that going on? And I got to tell you, the simple answer is that where there's a will, you find 100 ways. When it's something that's important to you, you find the way to make it work, whatever it is. If it is important to you to go to the Alanis Morissette Reminiscent concert, you will find a way to make it happen. I probably will not. It's not super important to me. You know what I'm saying? But where there's a will, there's 100 ways. But what I have learned in the last couple of years is that the idea of securing your own oxygen mask on an airplane is not just a fun thing to say. Because what's most important to me as a mom, as a homesteader, as a homeschooler, as a wife, and as a coach is for the people who see me to understand that they are worthy of being cared for, that they are worthy of taking risks, they are worthy of dreaming big, they are worthy of having the life that they've always deep in their heart wished that they could have. They are worthy of stepping into the role for which they were created. And if I don't do that, then I am not effectively teaching that to my children or anyone around me. If I am, and believe me, I had a kid, I have been pregnant and or nursing for 13 years straight. I am currently nursing 2 children. Okay? My body has been through the ringer. I've been pregnant 7 times in the last 13 years. And there was a season in there where I felt like I needed to just get through it, and then I could worry about myself. And I could just survive all of my childbearing, which was my choice, and I love my family. But from a taking care of myself standpoint, I had this idea that I just needed to get through it. And then once I was through it, then I could worry about my health. And then I had this moment where I'll admit I did not have this amazing, like, I'm so worthy. No, really what I had was a, good God, I'm not sure I'm going to make it until then. I'm not sure I can take it because I have 2 ruptured discs in my back and hypothyroidism and rheumatoid arthritis as well. And my body was deteriorating underneath me. And I wasn't sure I was going to make it. And so I'd love to say that I had this deep and passionate transition, but I didn't. I had a fear that I wasn't going to make it. And that's what got me started. And through this team, I learned the value of who I am just by nature of my creation, just by nature of being loved into existence. And so what I try to do now is teach people that you are, whatever it is that you want to do, you are better at it when you feel good. You're better at it when you have more energy. You're better at it when you secure your oxygen mask first. Because if you're passing out due to low pressure and low oxygen, you can't save the person next to you. Period. You can't. So when I was deteriorating underneath the weight of 7 pregnancies in not even 13 years, I wasn't able to care for the people around me. And so that's a pretty heavy story. Not everybody's story is that heavy, but I do think that a lot of people can identify with some piece of that and are afraid to invest in themselves and are afraid to take care of themselves because they feel like it's selfish. When what I have learned, what I started in fear, I have learned is really the way that I can serve the way that I want to. It gives me more to offer to the people around me. And so that's a little bit of my coaching story and where I started from. I mean, I'm going to shift to some other people because I want to make sure you hear some other stories, but I have to just share with you one thing that this team has done for me. I mean, there are hundreds of things, but one thing that this team has done for me from a financials perspective is we get paid every Thursday. That's just how the cycle of business goes. That's a logistic that you will learn in your new coach training that we will provide. We'll enroll you in our Freedom Academy, which is what we put new coaches through so that they can learn the logistics of the business. But we get paid every Thursday. And I got to tell my husband, I'm going to get choked up about it. I got to tell my husband this morning that next week on Thursday, I will make enough money to cover Christmas. And so I have been working really hard in building my business. What I told you is that I'm working right now at building a part-time income that will transition into a full-time income. And I am going to make next Thursday, a week from today, in one day, more than I used to fight to make in an entire several months. And I don't say that to brag, but I say that to show you that consistency in your effort turns into something amazing. And people don't like to talk about money, but people really don't like to struggle at Christmas time. And I am so excited that that gets to be our reality this year because of this team. So I'm going to introduce you to Rebecca. She is another amazing coach on our team. Rebecca, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you got started?
Yes. I'm so excited though. I don't know if you could see me doing my woohoo. I mean, that's a big deal. Covering Christmas for a family is a big deal. And for those of you that don't know Sarah, she's been working her tail off. I mean, anyway, okay. How I got started. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. I signed up with Kelly Brown, and it's kind of funny because she came and spoke at my kid's school, and I started talking to her a little bit after that. And I was health-wise, I just wasn't in a good place. I was feeling kind of crappy. We had four young kids at that point. Now we have 5, and 10 and under. But at that point, we had 3-year-old twins and then a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. And so it was hard. Life was hard. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I reached out to Kelly, and she was being super sweet. And I knew about Beachbody products before I even talked to her. So I was like, I asked her if that's what she was doing. And when she told me yes, I basically, not everybody does this for you, but I was like, I want to sign up as a discount coach. I know what the programs have done for me. I had tried a few of them before I even met her, and I was all in. So I immediately signed up as a coach. I started working the business. I started getting a part-time income, and then I was hitting it hard, and then life hit me, which that's one of the beauties of this business. I was able to back down to a discount coach for a few years. I wasn't building the business. I wasn't working the business. Sadly enough, I wasn't even still really, I mean, I was still in touch with my challengers, but I wasn't running groups for them. They were just kind of scooting by as I was scooting by. And then I was still working the programs and starting to get back in shape. And then people started asking me if I was still a coach. And I was filling that tag, and I'm like, heck yes, I am. I am still a coach. And that's what I've been missing. And that's what I meant to do. And that's what made me happy when I was doing it. And so this past summer, I jumped back in.
I love it. And it's a testament to how it's always your race and your pace, regardless of what level you're working. So one thing that we get a lot when we're talking to people is worry about inviting and sales and all that kind of stuff. How do you feel when you invite other people either to your team or to your challenge groups?
From the very beginning, I did a training, and something I took away from it was do not hold other people's future captive in your mouth. And that has stuck with me for 3.5 years. And anytime I start getting nervous before I'm inviting someone, because I'm still in my warm market. So when you do something like this, you have your warm market people that you know, and then you have people that you don't know that end up, meeting you, finding out what you do and that kind of thing. And so for me, it's a lot easier for me to invite people that I don't know that well, but I'm still inviting people that I know pretty well. So for me, that's a lot harder. And so I constantly have to remind myself, I don't know what position they're in. I may have a presumption of where they are, which is really, really kind of arrogant of me to think that they may or may not need something, because that's not my decision to make, it's theirs. And so that's one thing that keeps me inviting.
Do you ever worry about being pushy or icky or anything like that when you're inviting?
I had to think about that a little bit, because I don't ever want to feel that way. And especially with family or friends, I don't want them to ever feel like I'm pushing something on them. But even today, I had someone thank me. I've been following up with her for 3 years. she was an initial challenger of mine, and then she dropped off kind of when I dropped off, and I've still continuously checked in on her and followed up with her. And she has not responded to me until today. And she thanked me for not giving up on her. And that's when I'm like, this is not being icky. This is being genuine. And this is caring about people. I'm not following up with her to be icky. I'm following up with her because I care about her. Mm-hmm. And so people really see your true intentions come through. And even though you may feel like you're pestering someone or bothering them, when it's coming from a genuine place, even if they're not responding to you, they may eventually say, thank you for not giving up on me. I'm not ready right now, but please don't take me off your list.
So tell me, because I love that, and that honestly speaks to the spirit of our team too, the inviting and leading with heart, because that's something that's more important to us than numbers, is the value of the person. What is something that this opportunity has done for you?
Ooh, that's hard. That's a hard one because, I mean, guys, it changes so much. It has changed so much in my life. It's not only helped me, my health and my fitness and nutrition, and it really has changed our family. It's changed how my husband and I look at exercise and nutrition. It's definitely changed how our kids see it. I mean, they know. Their expectation is that my husband and I get up and we work out, and that I'm going to be watching and keeping a close eye on what we eat. Now, yes, we sometimes still eat crap. Yes, I am not 100% strict. That's not how I run my house. I would love to get us more on paleo, but not because I want my kids to weigh a certain amount, or I want to weigh a certain amount, or I want us to consume a certain amount of fat or calories. It's for nutrition. It's because I want us to be putting good things in our body, and I want us to be primarily eating clean. And so, but besides all that, guys, I mean, I am surrounded by people that care about me. Like, really, that care about my health, my physical health and my mental health. They care about my emotional health. They care about the health of my marriage, the health of my relationship with my kids. I mean, so it's surrounding yourself with people that want good for you and good for your family.
Yeah, you never figured that you were joining a health and fitness group to work on your marriage. But when you see it start to change the culture of your entire family, and that taking care of yourself is just something that we do. It's just something that we do. And it's just the norm in our family now, which is incredible. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was so awesome. You guys, the next person I want to introduce you to is Allison. She's another coach on our team. Allison, tell us a little bit about you and how you got started as a coach.
Hi, everybody. I live down here in South Louisiana, and I followed Kelly through a mutual friend, or I should say, person we both know, and down here in New Orleans. And I stalked her for probably 2 years, and finally decided to just ask her about what she was doing. And long story short, I signed up as a discount coach right away, and that was in July of 2017. So I have just been a discount coach where I was pretty active in the challenge groups, but I did not actually coach. I just used it as a discount for the discount. But I love the products, I love the program, and for me, it took me a while to I'm a skeptic, I guess, is what I should say. And I had to make sure that this was going to be a go before I was going to promote it to other people. Because I've tried it all. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried, what's the one that Nutrisystem. I've tried, every diet in the book. And I had to make sure that this was going to work. And I told my husband when the first retreat that I knew about came up in Ohio at Kelly's house. Can you hear me? I was slow a little bit. My internet, I'm sorry. When Kelly had her retreat in Ohio, I told my husband I want to go and meet these people before I decide if I actually am going to coach. And I bought a plane ticket. I hopped on a plane and I flew to Kelly Brown's house, and not meeting any of these people except through the internet. And that is the boldest, bravest thing I've ever done in my life. And with that, I left the retreat and decided to coach. And I became Emerald in, I think, 30 to 45 days. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
And you turned it on. It was a beautiful thing to watch too, because she's like, I think I want to do this. And it was like, boom, she was off to the races. Like, it was incredible to watch that fire. But I do always love those moments. I've had them too, where you walk into a room and you see somebody in the flesh for the first time, and you have that moment of like, I feel like I know you so well, yet we've never actually like really hugged. Wait, this is the first time, It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what a coach actually does? And like, do you have to be a professional or a finished product in order to be a good coach?
No, you do not. You have to have a heart to serve and want to help others and share the gift. And basically, we have at our fingertips the licensed nutritionists that put out the program and the trainers that put out the exercise programs. So we have that covered for us. So all we need to do is serve, motivate, promote, and share the gifts. And it's very simple. And our team is so beautiful in that they really rally and help you. And there are so many tools in our team page where we can dive in and there's no, if you don't know the answer to something, you have somebody at your back in this team in 2 seconds that's going to help you. So, it's really not, and don't be intimidated by being a coach and thinking that you have to have it all together, because you really, as you grow, you learn as you grow into the job, and it's just a beautiful, rewarding experience.
And you see that too when you see all the different people who are coaching. So many of us, and myself included, I'd call myself in the middle of my journey. Like I have lost 50 pounds, but I still have 40 more to go. And not that the number isn't ideal, but when you start this, most of us start this journey with fitness goals. Oh yeah, I had 2 babies since I've been a coach too. So I've lost 50 pounds. I've had 2 babies since I became a coach, and so obviously we don't have to be finished products. We also happen to be, not exclusively, but the majority of us are moms, because we tend to spend time with people who are like us. And so it's a pretty family friendly place. So Allison, tell us, what has this team and this opportunity done for you?
This team and this opportunity has given me confidence. It has created in me a person that I still consider myself an introvert, but it has allowed me to grow and really just the confidence in myself that I am capable of spreading this great gift. And it's allowed an extra income for my family. It has paid for my Shakeology, so I know that I have that covered. That was my first goal. And just to step out of my comfort zone has been so rewarding, to know that I can help change a life, maybe help save a life. And I felt guilty I got to a point where I felt guilty not sharing that, I felt like not coaching was not, I was holding all this gift to myself, and I wasn't sharing it with somebody else that could possibly, not to make that sound like an inflated way, but, and too, like Rebecca, I had a challenger that reached out to me after she saw that I finished this Morning Meals Down 100 program, and she said, I'm so proud of you. Please don't give up on me. I haven't plugged in yet, but please don't give up on me. And, this team has such a beautiful heart, and it spreads. We can pray together. We can We can bond together, and just the support, and it's just been beautiful. So just don't hesitate if you're thinking about coaching. I mean, it's just a beautiful gift to have.
I get all excited when I hear everybody's story. And I know everybody's story. These are the people that I spend more time with than anybody else, but their stories are just so incredible and they give me all the feels. Okay. The next awesome person that I want to introduce you to is Beth. Beth, can you unmute yourself? Beth is another one of the coaches on our team, and I want to hear, Beth, how did you get started?
Yeah. So I was a Beachbody coach actually a few years ago, and I had done T25, and when that came out, it was like one of the first ones that was like completely under half an hour. It was like perfect for what I needed to do. And I became a coach then. I just felt just like my previous coach was really like, you're, encouraging, and you're posting in the groups, and I think you'd be really good at this. And I was like, sure, I'll go on. But I didn't feel like the larger team and that team was a good fit for me. And so I took a major step back um, when I moved. I kind of fell away completely. I kind of was like doing the discount thing, and then I was just like, wasn't getting anything. And I kind of felt it was kind of silly to continue with the like coach monthly fee if I wasn't going to be doing it. So I did kind of just deactivate it altogether. And I went through some major life changes. I moved from my hometown, and I went back to work full time. My husband had hip surgery. He had we actually not sure exactly what happened, but he ended up with a broken hip at 35, and so he had to have a hip replacement. We actually had our second baby after years of waiting, and so all of this happened in less than 3 years. And so I just literally like just went into like this survival mode, and like everything that had all my old habits and everything that I just like grew up with and everything, it just kind of just like, I have to just figure out life again because everything is different. And I just kind of felt like trapped inside that change. And I kind of just like watching Sarah and I became friends. Like I don't know, I think how we were like friends in a mom's group in Cincinnati. And we noticed that each other were like Beachbody or were part of it. And so I kept just, like keeping up with like watching her stories on Instagram, and I just liked watching her post about like her journey and her the incredible team, and like the Zoom calls for the challengers and the active support. And I shared this in some of our group information like chats earlier today, but I was just like, I prayed for this team. Like this team is exactly what I needed. They're encouraging, loving, accepting, and they care about the whole person, like every bit of you. And that's what I was looking for. So that's kind of, like my.
Yeah, that is so awesome. I love that so much. Okay, so Beth is bringing a little different piece of the puzzle to the story because she is a coach and works a full-time job and is a mom. So when all that considered, Beth, how do you manage coaching with a full-time job, and how much time do you actually spend doing it? Oh, I can't hear you. Did you get muted? Did I mute you?
I did. That's okay.
Oh,
no
okay.
problem.
Sorry. You also don't have to be really great at technology in order to do this. So
that is not me. So don't worry. No, I just say I do the business in pockets. So and we always have like the 2, and 2, or kind of the number of people that you invite, you connect with, and you follow. And I the idea is like you can do everything in a half an hour. You can connect with people, you can invite them, and you can get more people into your your contacts and your friends. And the other thing I do is I call it a blitz when I have time. I just kind of do one of those major things at a time. So that and I do those when kids are in bed or on my lunch break. or even in between other commitments. Like sometimes I'll have time after I get off work and I'll have a meeting at 7 p.m. So I do something in between there. And that's when I work the business. I'm kind of working on maybe more of a system for tracking all of that. But I have noticed over the past 2 months that, a little momentum and consistency really pays off, because, you're seeing the results of that work, and it's in those little pockets of time.
So how do you keep track of things so that you're not working all day long?
Yeah, I think that it's a good quote, like all in doesn't mean all the time. I make sure I have a tracker, and I'm a pen and paper person. I'd ask a couple of people are like, do you guys use it on your phones or on your laptop? But I really just like pen and paper, to be honest. So I have a tracker, and I write down, the people that I've been, kind of just working with and trying to really get on board. And so I use a pen and paper tracker, and it really helps you kind of streamline what you're wanting to accomplish or the goals that you have. And so it's really just like, again, it's keeping you're still engaged, inviting and growing in those pockets of time.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so tell us, what has this team and this opportunity as a coach done for you?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part, actually, because I've just there's been a lot of growth in my life over the past couple months, and I wrote it down so I don't forget. But I really like that Beachbody values you. I can utilize my strengths. I did the Strengths Finder recently, and I noticed that I'm an includer, and so what better way than to invite people into an awesome team, an awesome group, to get to and be part of something that's bigger than you. These women that we spend time together, they're getting to know me, encouraging me to be my best self, and to show up, to encourage each other, and to make lasting life changes. And these other wonderful ladies that shared too, it's changing the culture of your family, having energy and personal development to influence my mind, and seeing the power of just real food and real, the hard work that goes into, the discipline of working out. And it's just like I was saying earlier, it's like, it's not about, yes, these supplements are formulated, and they're the, the kind of like the entry into this community. They're what the company is about, but really the consistency of having, a program that you're working out to, and getting that energy and the food that you're fueling your body with, is really so that you can serve others and to be a better human. And so that's what I've been, that's really how it's helped me in many ways this month and recently.
I love that. You guys, thank you so much for sharing. It really just, I love these events because I love hearing people's story, because we as humans are wired for connection. I am a massive introvert. I like to talk, and I like people to listen to me talk. That's my favorite thing in the world. Maybe that's why I have all these kids, so that people have to listen to me talk all day long. But I get overwhelmed by too much peopleness sometimes. And so it has really pushed me, but I love to hear the stories of how this has impacted people. And I want to give you a little bit of logistics as we wrap up. Cause I think it's important. I wanted to spend the majority of our time hearing the stories, because I think that's how you hear the heart of our team. Because I can send you a spreadsheet about compensation plans, and I can send you a list of ways to sign up and all that kind of stuff. But what's unique about this experience is the team that you join. I do want to say, because we've shared a lot about the impact that this has had in our lives, and I wish that we could just add up. We're not gonna, because I don't want to take too much of your time, but I wish we could add up, pounds and inches lost, and all of the non-scale victories, and all of the things that we've purchased with our income, and all of the ways that our lives have changed. We talked about that some And I think even just me alone, I told you, like, I've lost 50 pounds through these programs and through this team and the consistency and support. And so we talk about all the love and encouragement and all of that. And my favorite thing to say about the team is that it's people who love you where you are and too much to let you stay there. And so it's work. This is a business. You have to show up. You have to do the work. You have to log the hours, the half hours. I mean, Beth wasn't kidding that if you are diligent and you are working with one of the systems that we provide for you as a new coach, you can do we call it a power hour. You can do your business in 30 minutes and close it and walk away. And you can have a business in that amount of time. There are a couple of different levels for coaching. Not officially, they're not like requirements, but it's where people naturally tend to fall. And you've heard each of us talk about joining and like signing up for the discount kind of thing, where we wanted to be VIP challengers. We wanted to not pay retail for our products anymore and be part of the community, but we're not necessarily interested in building a team. And it's interesting. Some people stay at that level, but the majority of the people see so much value in what is around them that they can't help but start sharing it. And a lot of people float into what we call like a hobby coach, somebody who has a handful of challengers, is trying to cover the cost of their product, because it only takes helping 3 people to cover the cost of your Shakeology. And so that's not a lot. Inviting and helping 3 people make a change in their optimal health covers the cost of your Shakeology. And so if you're somebody who's struggling with an investment, you want to join a challenge group, but you're struggling with that, start thinking about who you could invite to join you, and you could cover your Shakeology almost right out the gate. Now, you can't make money before you sign up, so you would have to make that initial investment. But if you're already inviting people to join you, because you don't have to be a finished product, you don't have to be an expert, that's provided for you. The expertise comes from the company, and the training comes from an established team. All you have to have is the heart and the willingness to serve. But I work my business every day. I do not. Now, I will tell you, I struggle with not working it all day because I love it and it's what I want to do and it's my happy place. So I actually have to force myself to stop working because I like working my business. So it's kind of the opposite problem of most jobs that I've had in my life, where I was like standing at the door when it was time to leave. So I have to dial it back a little bit. But some of us, I said there were 3 levels of coaching. We start as like a VIP customer. We float into that hobby coach place. And then some of us have actually said, we want to be like a legacy builder. We are really working to build our own team and have our own mission under the umbrella of the Freedom Family. And it's funny because I'm wearing my shirt. I'm wearing my Freedom Family shirt. I didn't even plan that. But the mission of our team is the Team Freedom Family is to embrace freedom, share truth, and inspire hope. And Rebecca hit a little bit on the end of that. Like when you follow up from the heart, when you're inviting from the heart, and Allison talked about it and Beth talked about it, you are showing someone belief in them before they can see it themselves. And you are speaking life over them when they're in doubt. That is truly at the heart of this. And I have never in my life I was a teacher for years before I had kids and as a parent, but I have never gotten to work with other adult women in such incredible, supportive, and encouraging fashion before, and literally change lives. And I can't imagine anything else. And so tonight, what you're being invited into is that mission. You are being invited into this Freedom Family, which is, from a logistical perspective, Kelly, who's the one whose kid just finished getting stitches and she's been at the hospital for like about 9 hours today. maybe more than that at this point. She is kind of the matriarch of our team. And so you heard like, she's my coach, she's Rebecca's coach, she's Allison coach, and then I'm Beth's coach. And it, you know what I mean? So it builds the community that way. And so if I'm the person who invited you here tonight, you are a coach on my team, but you are also under the family of Team Freedom, where we are working to embrace freedom, share truth, and inspire hope. And that's the mission into which you're being invited tonight. And you're being encouraged to dream a little bit and say that by nature, you by nature of your creation are a gift. That is a fact. It cannot change and it cannot diminish no matter what you do at the end of this call. But what you're being invited to do tonight is to dream a little bit and to think, what could this opportunity combined with you as a gift become for your family and the people around you? What could your gift to your family next December, to your community next December be? What could you become? What could you step into when you are surrounded by a community that encourages growth, that encourages belief, that encourages genuine service? I'm not talking about pushing crap on somebody who doesn't need it. I wouldn't last in that kind of an environment because I don't believe in it. What I'm doing is inviting someone into a family, an ethical and responsible family of love and hard work and encouragement and results. I'm offering them scientific proven results for their health. I'm offering them life-changing community for their spirit and their family. And I want you to think for a minute, what would my life be like next year if I spent an entire year immersed in that? It gives me goosebumps because I watch it happen. I think on our call tonight, I'm the most senior coach on our team because Kelly's not here. And so I have gotten to see all of these people come in and have their lives just blossom from that. That's all. I mean, the logistics of this, I guess I probably should run down a second or two of that. When you sign up as a coach, there is a $40 sign-up fee that if you buy a challenge pack, or if you've been a challenger and you're converting to coaching, and let's say you bought your challenge pack halfway through November, the company will either waive or reimburse your $40 sign-up fee, depending on how you do it. So if you've never done a challenge group before and you're signing up as a coach with your challenge group, and you're going to take advantage of the new Bar Blend program that's coming out and the promo code that your coach has to give you to get like this epic deal, then the company completely waives your $40 sign-up fee. And you get discounts on your product, and you pay a $17 a month service fee because the company handles all the shipping, all the returns, all the marketing, all the website, all of everything. And you only have to pay $17 or $15 if you live in South Carolina, apparently. I pay $17 in Ohio. You pay that monthly, but even that is still reduces the cost of your products. So even paying the fee, it's still less than I paid when I was just a challenger. And if you're a military family, they waive that too. So our family is a military family, and so we, my husband and I are both coaches, and so only one of us has to pay that business fee. I don't have to keep an inventory. Every single product in my house is something that I use. It's what my family consumes. I don't have to keep, sometimes I keep things as like gifts and prizes and stuff like that, but that's my choice. I don't have to do that. And if you have been a challenger, so like, for example, if you're in a current challenge group and you bought your challenge pack in November, you would pay your $40 sign up fee, and then the company would reimburse you because you bought that challenge pack. And so you get that perk even if you've already bought that. So those are some logistics, and I know I went very quickly through that, but that's stuff that the person who invited you tonight can walk through more specifically with you because they know your story and they know what applies to you. The same thing doesn't apply to everybody. Yeah, we have a whole video on it too. That's so true. And what I wanted to finish with tonight is that it is not a requirement to be a person of faith to be on our team, but part of the team culture that we have is a very faith-filled team culture. And at the end of our challenger calls and at the end of our team training calls, we always pray. So I'd invite you to pray with me just in Thanksgiving and in excitement for the season and for the future of our team. Lord, you are so, so good. You are so good in giving us your Holy Spirit to touch our lives and to remind us of your presence when we're living in a loud, loud world. You are so good to give us each other, to remind us of the goodness in our lives when we're struggling. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share something that has changed my life with a handful of amazing listeners tonight. Thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for their openness to spend time, to trust us with their valuable time, to hear how this opportunity could bless their lives. Lord, please lean on the hearts of those that you have tapped to step forward and join our team. Give them the courage to lean into that tap. Give them the courage to say yes and dream of what their life can be like when they embrace this opportunity. Please bless the people that we are serving, the people that we've reached out to who still doubt their value, and remind them again and again of your unending love for them. Thank you for this season of preparation as we prepare for Christmas and we anxiously await the birth of your Son. We ask all these things in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. Thank you so much, guys, for being here tonight. I hope that you have a blessed evening, and I will hopefully talk to you soon.